Hello, and thank you for joining me here in another episode of the Cinematic Nation Show podcast, where we talk movies, movie news, and streaming. I'm George Lopez, and today I have a triple feature reaction, and that is because last night was the release date for the horror movie The Woman in the Yard, the dark comedy Death of a Unicorn, and the action feature A Working Man, starring Jason Statham. We're going to talk about that and a few more things in the Cinematic Nation Show podcast that starts right now. And I want to start off with The Woman in the Yard, starring Danielle Deadwyler. And she recently started on Carry On from the movie from Netflix. And I want to start by saying that this is a horror movie, but I never felt the horror. And this is a psychological horror thriller movie. And like I said, I never felt the horror in the movie. And it never struck me when I saw the trailer that it was gonna be a good movie. So it's currently holding 40% in Rotten Tomatoes and just want to give you the premise of the movie. And it's about a family that sees a strange woman dressed in all black sitting in their yard. The strange woman appears harmless initially, but horror soon follows. When I saw the trailer, what came to my mind was, this is about death. And without spoiling anything, it has to do with death, with, like I said, a psychological horror story. Not a good movie. It's not a good movie. Currently is holding like I said, 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. And this movie had a budget of 12 million. So I don't know if they're gonna make that money back. Maybe, who knows. And I'm not gonna talk much about this movie because it wasn't all that good. Didn't like not even the performances on the movie, but I'm gonna give my personal score of 4 out of 10, and that is before finding out that Rotten Tomatoes was giving it a 40%. So, but yeah, 4 out of 10 from me. And I'm not gonna encourage you to watch this movie. Didn't like it at all. By the way, there was a person like 3 rows behind me that was asleep in the movie. So that's your 40% from Rotten Tomatoes. Well, moving on to the second movie that I wanted to talk to you about, and that is Death of a Unicorn. And this is a dark comedy starring Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. And this movie comes from A24, that production company and production studio. And the budget for this movie, that I think is good, it's $50 million. And when you see the movie, you're gonna see why it was $50 million dollars invested in this movie. Number one, the comedy is good. I'm gonna give them that. The comedy is good. It's a good dark comedy movie. I always like Paul Rudd. I love Jenna Ortega, so that pairing is good. The father and daughter in the movie, so that was good. The only negative that I have about the movie, because the story was good. That was good. About a unicorn. That's why the title is Death of a Unicorn. By the way, let me give you the premise of the movie. It's about a father and daughter who accidentally hit and kill a unicorn, causing them to be hunted down by its parents. And that's the premise of the movie. And I'm gonna currently is holding a 50% in Rotten Tomatoes, which is not good because it's half and half. Half people, half the critics like it, half doesn't. So my personal score is gonna be for this movie a 6 out of a 10. Well, and moving on to the last movie that I saw last night, and that is starring Jason Statham, A Working Man. This action feature, I was holding my hopes that it was gonna be great. Not only is directed by David Ayer, it's also produced by David Ayer, produced by Jason Statham, and produced by Sylvester Stallone. And I thought that when I saw the cast in this movie, it was obviously Jason Statham, Michael Pena, and David Harbour from Stranger Things. So, and with a director like David Ayer, I was like, okay, this is gonna be non-stop action-packed movie. It wasn't. This is the classic storyline about an ex-military guy who is living in peace and is forced to come back to save someone. That is what the movie is about. There was a lot of idle times, and I mean the towards the end is great. There's a lot of action, like Jason Statham style action. But I expected this movie to be continuous action, and it wasn't. So I was very disappointed. It is holding a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes as well. If you want to go to a theater and watch the movie, I'm not gonna blame you. It's a good popcorn movie, let's put it like that. And my personal score for this movie is gonna be 5 out of a 10. And another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, guys, is the TV show, the Daredevil series, playing on Disney Plus. And obviously, you know, starring Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio and many more. Oh my god. I love the show so far. We're 6 episodes into the show, 6 out of 9. So we got 3 left. But these 6 episodes, my god, they've been great. I want to see a little bit more visual effects from the Daredevil character. So I want them to implement a little bit more visual effects. And I love the show. It's very grounded, but at the same time, I want to see a little bit of visual effects, like the abilities and powers that the Daredevil has. And but so far it's good. I like the acting from obviously Charlie Cox. Vincent D'Onofrio has been great too. For those who haven't watched the show, people were asking for Foggy. You got Foggy, but yeah, you know what happened in the first episode. So there you go. We wanted to see them back at the band together, but looks like we're not gonna have them together. Well, you know about Foggy, so I'm not gonna spoil it for the ones who hasn't watched it completely yet. But overall, the show is good. I like the action. The fighting scenes, they're not great, but they're okay, and I'm satisfied. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Also, I want to see more of the Punisher, because we're in episode 6, and come on, I want to see more of the Punisher in this show. So let's see how they're gonna implement his character moving forward. Love to see John Bernthal again playing the character. So Daredevil, the Daredevil show, very very good so far. Into the 6th episode right now. We got 3 more left, so it ends on April 15. So take notes. The 3 movies that I saw last night, if you want to entertain yourself, you can pick between Death of a Unicorn and A Working Man. Not gonna recommend the Woman in the Yard. It's not worth it. That's all I have for today, and remember, stay tuned for next week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.